And we are live on umbraCoffee episode 185, and I'm joined today by Markus. Hi Markus, how are you?
Hi man, I'm really good. How are you?
Yeah, we were just talking before going live that it's a long time no see, and probably it will be a funny story to share that last time when we supposed to catch up here, time zones killed us. And we missed it.
I really suck at time zones, obviously. I have to double check and then double check the double check. But now I'm here.
Yes, 7 emails this time to exchange and to ensure that we are in the correct time zone and we are here. We are missing one man, but Callum is today suffering from other issues. His internet connection is not allowing him to join properly. So Callum, if you are watching it, stay strong. Stay patient, and half megabytes is not that bad if you are still connected. So Markus, how's the things are going on your end? Everything's all right?
Yeah, things are really good here. Working from sunny Stockholm. Our office is a really old building, so we're not allowed to put in AC or anything air conditioned.
Okay.
So it's really hot. It's been a couple of hot days here. Yeah, it's fine. Still working, waiting for vacation. Actually, today is my last day.
Oh, that's a great ending then.
Cool. Really nice.
Nice. Of course, we were mentioning a lot of your work and a lot of your involvement in the community in Umbraco recently. We'll get there, but we have a couple news on the list to mention and to remind us all about. I think we can start from the most important news this week, which was also mentioned last time, and it's a security patch for Umbraco Forms. It's available. It was released on Monday. There are really nice instructions on how to update, what are the potential problems, issues, or things to be aware of. And yeah, Markus, we've been talking about it, that you've been going through some of the updates already.
I just patched I don't know, 10 websites or maybe something like that. So, like I said, quite boring. When you've done it once, you have to just repeat it, but it has to be done. So
yeah, we're all glad that it's not that often happening, that we need to automate it or something like that. But of course, it is automated on Umbraco Cloud instances, for example, and hardcore. So yeah, everyone, just a final, or maybe not a final yet, reminder, because still it is 4 weeks till the full disclosure of the issue, and I believe that still these 4 weeks are pretty safe for all of us to arrange the time to update our websites to the newest patch version. And just get it, update it, check it as done, and we are all fine back again till the next till the next issue. As usual.
It always happens, but it's really rare with Umbraco. So I think we've been blessed with a really secure and stable product from Umbraco. So, but sometimes things go wrong.
But it's always good, to be honest, at the end, that something like that was just catched and found, right? Because we might feel safer after patching another issue. So that's good. So people, if you are here and you are watching, let us know if you've upgraded or applied the patch yet, and if you didn't, just make sure you will at some point. Also from this week, we had a product update from Runa. And as usual in the product updates, great insights and overview what's going on in Umbraco and what's happening next. We were mentioning Umbraco V9 release candidate and Umbraco 8.15. Markus, if you have you here, did you play with Umbraco V9 already? How's your approach to that?
I did try it a couple of times during the beta period. Just spun it up and tested it. And then last week, or I don't exactly remember, I just felt that I wanted to try to upgrade one of my packages, the simple dashboard package. So I did that. So I've been playing around. It looks really nice and it feels fast. So I'm really happy and excited that for the stable release and to start working on real projects with Umbraco 9.
Yeah, that's exciting, and there is of course release candidate period happening now. Everyone is hopefully testing, playing around, and finding issues and bugs. And same with the 8.15 now, which is in the solid release after a release candidate period. And again, speed and the need for speed everywhere. it's there. People uses it, and yeah, there are really improved metrics around everything. We've been upgrading some of the projects as well recently, and the improvements and speed increase is really visible. So
that's cool.
That's great. So yeah, there are some also updates to roadmap shared by Runa in this product update. Umbraco 9 is getting closer. Some new projects for Umbraco Cloud infrastructure, and generally great status. And we are just awaiting the final releases, final testing periods. So yeah, that's from the HQ side. Package-wise, you've mentioned some of your packages. We'll, as I said, we'll get there. But also other package creators were extremely busy working and updating their packages to Umbraco V9. Soren released full text search package for Umbraco V9 this week, and also the version for the upgraded version 1.2 for Umbraco 8 was released as well. Aaron released a new version of the old version of the Meganav package for V8. I saw some confusions about the namings and parts, but this is the completely new package, new version of the navigation for Umbraco V8 for the multi-level drop-down, drag and drop navigation, not drop-down. So if anyone was awaiting the new version of that, Aaron just released the version on Nougat, and probably the next will be on our. What's next? Shannon. We've been mentioning the speed, and of course Shannon also applied some of the patches and fixes for his work, and Examine X 1.3 is now benefiting from all of the increases and speed improvements of the Umbraco 8.15 and Examine 1.2 and some new API features there. So I don't know, everyone who's using Examine X can definitely see again the increases of speed. And Markus, did you use any of the search engines like that, like Examine X or Azure Search or Elastic?
We have a couple of projects, of course, where we're using it. We have one where we're really heavy on it, but I haven't upgraded that package. But you know, when things go so fast like they do right now, it's hard to keep up. So I haven't tried the updates, but I've actually been working a lot with Lucene in another project that's not Umbraco related now. But there's a lot of things from. I was using Lars-Erik, the Norwegian guy, his blog post about spelling. Helping with spelling in searches, and you know, so I've done a couple of sites where we were heavy on Lucene and Examine.
Yeah, I think there is a huge pattern of relying and placing a lot of the things in the search indexes, and of course the search engines right now offers more than a couple of years ago, and yeah, all the Algolia, Elastic, Examine, Azure search engines are helpful, extremely helpful, and Examine X is just working, and now it benefits also from the all the improvements there. So
That's cool.
Yep.
Now, as I said, we've been using Azure Search on some sites as well, you know, custom search. So yeah, things works really good there.
The next one is Almost Done package. I like the naming Almost Done and the status update like that, because Nick shared that his page not found manager plugin is extremely close for V9, and I think the whole spirit of upgrading packages, the vibe of we are getting there, we will upgrade all the packages to V9 is great, and it's great to see the next package on the list, which is almost done here, right?
That's great. I think it's fun to upgrade to core as well. So there's, I mean, from going from 7 to 8 was a lot of work, but we were still on framework. But this is new stuff coming up, and also learning new stuff while we're doing it. So it feels a little bit more fun to upgrade to 9.
Yeah, I think a lot of Umbraco developers and people who are working with Umbraco were awaiting this moment when we will be able finally to use the .NET Core, and now even if you were a package developer and you've built some small package or even small property edit or anything like that, you want to just finally dive into this and get your hands on .NET Core, and that's a great opportunity to that. But with the good opportunities, there are also great nightmares coming on. Probably.
Yeah, of course.
And Matt Braceford also shared some of the challenges to us through the podcast and through the various other channels. But this week, Matt shared last Friday, he shared this update, small update with the "Have a great weekend, everyone" sneak peek, and we can see here. Or we can't see because the resolution right now is just probably not good. But it's a Fluidity package working on Umbraco v9. So
that's cool.
Again, for anyone who was not using Fluidity, it was like a code first approach of the designing or planning custom sections and custom entities in Umbraco back office, and yeah, again, resolution here is not good now, but if you will get to the links section and you will check it out, you can create your entities, your objects, and manage them from custom section in the Umbraco v9 RC, which is awesome. And again, great work from Matt, and probably all the experiences of migrating package and challenges coming with that were applied here. And I love this package. I use it a lot. What about you, Marcus? Did you had a chance to use it?
I played with it, but I haven't got a use case for it at the moment. But I know that it's there, and I tried it, and I like it. I like the idea. I love the idea. But as far as of now, I don't have like a custom table that I would like to manage. What kind of things are you storing with the Fluidity?
Yeah, I was dealing with the user custom table with some statuses and ability to check them as on. It was a students list on our courses, which we're doing for programming and kids here in Poland. So the whole dashboard there were supposed to manage their statuses, if they paid for the course or not paid for the course, and it was just exposed for the editors who were toggling it on and off, and being able to search, group them by students, course or group, and Fluidity was just doing it by default with some, of course, customization and some fixes on the way. But whoever is talking to me about custom section, custom table, I highly always recommend check UEO-matic and Fluidity first before you will get your hands on writing custom code to deal with the database directly, because it's already there, right? It's already there.
No, it's not a good idea to reinvent the wheel if you don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we probably can expect some of the updates from Matt this or the next weeks. And yeah, it's great to see another package coming to v9. And last but not least on our list today of the packages is Nathan. And Nathan was teasing us with some Plumber updates recently, in a couple of weeks back. And now he also wrote a blog post about challenges coming with versioning, targeting, and other adventures of the package creators. And Marcus, I know you kind of rely and relate to what Nathan shared here, right? It's been
It's a challenge
journey.
I've been working hard with the new version of my newsletter studio package, which we're going to talk about later. But still, there's going to be a day quite soon when I have to support v9 as well, and multi-targeting or branching. What approach should I take, and how much time should I spend going down the different paths? And it's really valuable to hear from other people that's been through the same thing.
Yeah, always learning on other people's mistakes also is extremely helpful. And here Nathan wrote a really, really great blog, and I don't want to spoil a lot, but if you are planning to migrate any package, you plan to do any work around multi-targeting, Umbraco or any projects, just take a read, learn from lessons, and of course Nathan here also made some good decisions on changing the naming of the package to just be a Plumber at the end for v9 and v8. So it's a really great blog. So Nathan, thanks for sharing your journey
thanks.
and helping us all to just realize that it's not always that easy as it looks like, right? And maybe Marcus, now we can talk about your journey then. Can you tell us more about your journey with the package migrations and recent work?
I've been hard at work with the new version 3 of the newsletter package. Especially something that was really missing at the moment with the current release, 2 releases. It's like there's no really good email editor. It's really hard to make responsive emails. So that's been a focus, and also trying to, getting the chance to take all the learnings from like having this package run for 7 years and just reinventing things like really deep down in the core. But it's really a lot of work, of course, involved. I think I spend around 600, 700, 800 hours on upgrading, creating this version.
I've mentioned earlier that it's worth really mentioning, because sometimes people just see, okay, someone updated big project to V9. It's like right click, change the target framework, and it works. It's not that easy with such a products like that. And you've mentioned 7 years of maintaining the package. So what was the first version to which you were writing the code against?
It was out for Umbraco 4. And back in the days when the package was first released, there was no really good, it was like MailChimp and stuff were in their early days. Of course, there was services, but it was like very unique thing to have inside of Umbraco. And then the package has just been around and updated and following along up to 6 and 7. And V8 now, and V9 is coming as well.
Yeah. Do you want to show us something? Do you have anything up and running?
I have some stuff that I can share. I figured we could start talking about my little dashboard package. I don't know have you used it?
Yeah. I love it. I used it in some old projects as well. It was like extremely helpful to see the updates and changes like that, because I know somewhere back in time I said that it needs to be built in the core, because that's probably something more useful for people than the welcoming dashboard, which is not saying them anything, right?
This dashboard is basically just like a commercial spot for HQ, which is nice and good to communicate things. But that was the main idea with creating this package. I did that during Code Garden. I don't know if it was 5 years ago or something, and I submitted it to the package competition. It actually won, and the idea was just to raise the awareness that we need something like this in the core. But at the end of the day, it's a really simple NuGet package. It's just to install it. So recent activities, your recent activities. So this is basically anyone working on the site. And here we have like my own things. And then we also show content that is not published. Like there is a version saved, but this version is not published. The green indicator here in the tree. So it's really simple. And then we have a couple of counters here that you can customize if you want to. So that's the only thing that's there. I'm trying to keep it really simple. And I actually went ahead and upgraded this. So this is running now on Umbraco V9, the RC. And I was so impressed with the process, because I used the, I don't know if you tried them, but there's, if you read the getting started, the information documentation for V9, there's something called a template for Umbraco packages. So basically you just write .NET New Umbraco package, and then you name your package. So I tried that. It was really easy. I made the upgrade in about 45 minutes.
Oh, that's nice. But most of the logic here was in Angular, right? And some custom API controllers, I believe, right?
There's some controllers, but they are quite abstracted. So the dependencies on Umbraco is like in a few places. So it was quite easy to swap them. Not a lot of
do you still ship it with the dashboard for developers? I probably remember that there is some.
That was back in the V7 version, and I decided to get rid of that for V8 and also for V9, because there's other packages that you can use to solve that, and I want it to be simple and easy to maintain. So.
So this also confirms when was the last time I used the package. So it must have been V7 then. But you're right. There is a God mode from Dan Diplo, which is doing a lot of great work with gathering some in-depth information for developers. And here it's purely for editors. I really love it.
Yeah, we use it on all our websites. it's how do you call it? I forgot the English words.
Must have built in.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean we're using it ourselves, so
Yep.
we
Yeah.
catch issues thanks to that.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want
And
to jump on to? Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say that it looks a lot better, and these drop downs and the counters and everything like that. It's just it just does the job. So yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see people are using it. Aaron just replied on the live chat that it's an always on the default install list. So yeah,
Nice.
kudos.
Yeah, thanks. Nice. Do you want to jump into the newsletter email package, maybe?
Of course, of course.
So I've been, like I said, hard at work with upgrading Newsletter Studio. So Newsletter Studio basically is a package where you can send campaigns with Umbraco. So there's a version from 4 up to 6, 7, and nowadays also for 8. So I've done a couple of major changes. For example, nowadays we have something called a multi-tenant approach. Mm-hmm. So if you have a website, some people have websites for different companies, that they create like a root node in the content section, and then they have one website and maybe 2 or 3 different websites with different editors.
Markets, brands, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. We couldn't support that before, but now with the workspaces, so each workspace is totally independent from the other one. So you can set up one workspace to and give access for some editors to this workspace, or someone can work with 2 or all the workspaces. And they will also have their own contacts and emails and campaigns. So this is like a permission thing that's really deep in the core that I got the chance to change now with the new version.
Nice.
And then I figured
So it's like in the email marketing naming, it's like separated lists for the companies.
So the old version had email lists, but here each workspace. So we have a workspace for Company Inc. here and one for Unicorn Inc. So each workspace.
And you can have many lists for the single company here. That's
exactly. So
nice.
So let's say that Unicorn is sending an email, then they will only be able to send to the contacts inside of Unicorn, and the same thing here. So. Nice. If you have multiple workspaces, they will be shown like this. But if you just have one, it's going to look like it did used to look like. So it's a way to make it possible to have multiple tenants inside of the package, basically. I figured I'll just show off some stuff that I think is fun, and then maybe if you have questions and if you want to jump in with ideas. So the first thing is a really neat import feature. So here I'm inside of an email list, and I want to import some recipients. So you can upload a file, or I can just take some text like this, formatted. This is like a CSV text, and then I'll import it, and we'll get the mapping here to the recipients. So this is like some of the rows, so I can make sure that this looks good. And thanks to the headers in the CSV, the mapping is just done, and now my recipients are imported here.
Awesome.
And if we go over to campaigns, I figured I'd just show how to create a simple campaign and give you a look and feel for how the new UI works. So
I was saying to you before we went live that I've probably, again, the last time when I used the Newsletter Studio was V6 or maybe earlier even. So it's a massive change. It's a massive change in everything.
It is. Yeah. So this is like the email editor, and now I'm starting from scratch here by adding rows, and so this is quite nice. We can go and drag in an image. And then I'll choose a logo here from my media library. And let's say that I want to have a background on this row. I can switch to that one, and I want to use this background image, for example. And our logo is a little bit big here, so I can go and change the size of the logo, maybe like that. Nice. And maybe we would like to have some more margin on top and bottom, so I can adjust that here. Maybe something like that, and add a new row and drag in a like a text box or something. I think I have some text here, so hopefully you don't have to watch me type. So basically, it's a really simple editor now, if you compare to how it looked before, when the editor had to be like a super ninja in TinyMC to be able to to make something that looks good. This is a huge improvement. And there's a theme setting here as well, so we can have default colors and stuff like that, so that your editors don't screw up the design. And of course, the regular workflow wouldn't be to start from scratch all the time, but you can copy an old email and use that as a starting point.
That looks like a normal minor big player who are building their newsletters, drag and drop. I've been using a lot of ActiveCampaign ConvertKit, as I've said, and yeah, it just feels similar and feels like really technical, free. So we don't need to really hack the code here, work with the HTML and so on.
That's the goal. The goal is to make it simple and easy for like a regular editor to use this. And then I wanted to show some cool features here as well. We have merge fields that we can use. So for example, if we want to use the first name here, it will be replaced during rendering. We can preview, of course, like the desktop and the mobile version, and send test emails and everything. So this is like the basic overview of the editor. But I wanted to show you something that's really cool regarding transactional emails. But before I do that, I'm just going to try to send this now to our new list here to see, to show you how it looks when you've actually sent the campaign. So during the sending, we will show like a progress bar. Now it was only 16 recipients, so it's really fast. But afterwards, we'll get these nice statistics. And I did send to SMTP pickup, so that means that the emails ends up here in a folder on my computer. So I can basically go and open them up here, some of them. And when I do that, as you would expect, we're tracking like openings and clicks and stuff like that. So you can basically click on the recipients tab and see here that, oh well, this guy opened the email here, so we get you can get a little timeline for just this person inside of this email, but you can also go to the full recipient card to see everything that happens with this recipient, which is a really nice feature to go in and have a look.
And it's tracking now only events on the emails, right? Because you're not bundling it with any website activity so far, right?
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. I'm thinking that there's a lot of possibilities here for like personalization groups and whatever. So, but at the moment it's just the campaigns that we're tracking. So the thing that I'm working on right now, and the thing that you and Callum were talking about, which was really nice, is transactional emails. So this is a transactional email is something like, a welcome email when you create an account, or like a confirmation email. Please confirm your email, or did you forget your password, or a receipt in a web shop, or, something like that. Yep. Emails that we most of the time creates in I don't know, maybe a eraser file, and then or we use a text editor or a rich text editor, and this is I think this is going to be a really nice tool for people to use. So basically you can use this for web shop confirmations, or like in this case, a forgot password feature. And we also provide strongly typed models. So if we look, for example, at the forgot password thing here, I'm going to show you inside of Visual Studio really fast here. So this is my model for when I want to send the forgot password email. I create one of these models and put some attributes on it, and Newsletter Studio will find this and show me the properties from my class. So if I go in and edit this content here, one thing that is really common is that I go ahead and delete this username field here and save it. And then there's no way for us to know which fields are available on the model, especially if we're using a rich text editor or something like that.
Yeah.
But if I go back here now and use the fields drop down, the fields from my POCO model is here, so I can just choose username. So it's really easy to discover which properties are available on the model. And this goes as well further. So it's really simple. I've created an integration to Umbraco Forms. So it's basically these two classes, not a lot of code. But what it means is that if we jump over here to forms, I have two forms here. My interest form here is like a lead form that I'm going to put on my website with a couple of questions. And when this form is submitted, today we're sending an email using the regular workflow in forms, but we can go ahead and use Newsletter Studio instead. So I'll go in here to the designer for my interest form, and down here you can see that we can choose a data model. And here our POCO classes show up, but also since I created a provider for forms, I can use the interest form from Umbraco Forms. And this will give me merge fields for the properties in the form.
Oh, that's cool. So this way around, I thought that maybe it's the another way around, where you connect the form from here in Umbraco Forms workflows, but it seems like...
you're jumping ahead here, my friend. This is the designing of the email, right? This is how we want it to look.
Okay, so now you are just filling the model with the data fields coming from the form, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if I would change the form, this fields drop-down would reflect that.
Okay.
And then jumping back to the form, I can go ahead and swap out this, what I was talking about, this kind of message here that you have to, I don't know how to do this, but maybe it's something like this.
Yeah, there are some magic fields for Umbraco Forms.
Who knows? Let's go and remove that and add a workflow and choose transactional email here. And I can go ahead and choose the interest form transactional email that we were working on.
Okay.
And so now we have configured that as a workflow instead. So it will go ahead and send this email using triggered by Umbraco Forms. So if I go to the site here, I'm using a really nice, 100% bootstrap layout. It's not going to be design awards for this one. Testing.
Who knows?
Hopefully this doesn't blow up, and I hope that it works. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So here I'll get the email. So this would be then, sent to me, so I can take some action based on this. But we can also use it to send receipts or whatever.
Oh man, that's great. That means that the whole UI builder, the email builder, all the magic which you showed with the mapping fields and models can be just reused for any type of emails inside of the systems, and this connector for Umbraco Forms is mapping it again as a custom workflow. So any Umbraco form placed anywhere on the site can be mapped to the transactional email here, right?
Exactly. And then if you have a web shop, for example, let's say that you're using vendor or something, you could create a merge field provider for vendor, and then when you work on your email here, you could choose vendor properties for your customer, for example, or whatever. If you're using a CRM or whatever, so you can plug in your own merge fields into the package.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. So I would say, shut up, take my money. Where can they find more information about it?
I just wanted to mention as well, because I just jumped around. So there's a couple of settings here as well on when you're using transactional emails. So we will keep a log of the emails, and you can choose for how long, and if you want us to store the content as well, depending on like what you're sending. Might not make sense, but in this case there's also a log here, so the email that we just sent to me is logged here, so I can go in and look at it here. I can see that it was sent. I can view the content of the email that I just sent, and we're also tracking, as you can see here, that we opened this email. No, there's no link in the email at the moment, so that was kind of a mistake. But
Hidden
if there
pixel.
would, yeah, exactly. But if there would have been a link in the email, we would have clicked that as well, so that you could you can go in here and see that. Well, you actually clicked on the forgot password link, so there's something went wrong there.
Or
I don't know.
Download button. Yeah, download button or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to mention that. Yeah, you said how to get your hands on it. So there's a website called newsletterstudio.org. And here there's a lot of information and documentation. And then just reach me on Twitter if you have questions or if you have ideas or whatever.
Yeah, I think I have a lot of ideas because again I've used a lot of systems similar to that and again triggered emails, for example, by some other actions than Umbraco forms, right? Or anything like workflows or automation paths, like someone clicked the button on the email, so maybe I should send him or her another email. Things like that. I think triggers are something what I love the most in the email marketing systems, because I can build some automated steps or paths or chains of emails and then trigger them accordingly by some of the actions fired in the whole system or ecosystem. And I would love to see that bundled in Umbraco, and again things like members matching. So if a user or email recipient is a member because there is an account for the same email, maybe map it somehow and open or enable access to secret section of the website because user or member opened an email and clicked some magic button there.
Yeah.
That's my idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I actually have like a custom solution for one client where we have kind of a simple approach to the trigger thing. Like a member is created and then we're sending a welcome email automatically, and maybe sometimes also we're waiting 2 hours or 5 hours to do something. So I've had those ideas in mind, but I wanted to start with like making sure that there's a solid email editor, and then we support transactional emails, and then build from there, adding other features. But
is there a trial version or demo version which everyone can install and play with?
Yes,
there was one.
It is.
Back in the days.
This version is actually running as a trial version right now. If you go to administration here, you can see that it's a trial. So the only thing that this means is that you can't send campaigns to more than 20 people. So there is a limit. So it's fully functional, and you can try integrations and everything without having to buy any licensing.
Nice. So if we can have any call to action here for you and for people watching this, maybe for the first time, it's like test it out, see if it's fetching any of the requirements of your project, and share ideas with Markus to help you get you busy with this.
Yeah, of course. I think that this transactional part is actually the thing that I'm most excited about for myself, because in my day job, I work in a web agency, or I'm a partner at a web agency. Most of our clients have a solution for campaigns and the things that you're talking about, automation and everything. But there's really room for something better for the transactional emails so that the editors can go in and change the content however they like without having to call us or forgetting about properties. So this brings a little bit more power to the editors, which is both good and bad maybe, but in our case it's most of the time good. So I'm really excited about this part.
Yeah, that's amazing work. I can just say it's just great stuff.
Thanks. Thank you.
And again, big high five and kudos for making it happen and migrating it to the newest version also as well. Let's test it out, and people hopefully will see it in action and test it out and make you busy with some ideas.
That would be really nice.
Yeah. Hopefully it will be like that. So thanks for the demo. Everything went well. That's good.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'm really happy. This was this was the development branch. I fixed the last stuff in the middle of the night. So I'm happy that it worked.
Cool. Okay, we have a couple more things on the agenda to just mention, and we can all get back to development. You can go on your holidays after all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
There was a script released this week as well, with the Umbraco call for a proposal from DK Festival, which will happen in person in November. Again, reminder for submitting a talks. Marcus, you've been busy talking on some various events back in the day, so maybe it will be a good idea of submitting some of the ideas there.
I mean, I'm really, really excited to go out in the world again and meet people in person. I'm really happy with the Cold Garden. It was really nice to the digital thing, but it's hard to compare with meeting people face to face, I would say. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. And I will definitely submit some of the ideas. And as usual, Script team also highlighted various other important things being released in the recent weeks. Vendor updates, some blog posts, Anaxi mappers, and some links to some good events. You've mentioned Code Garden. And right now, all the videos from Code Garden are released on YouTube. Arnold closed the list, and everything is on there, and everyone can catch up on the talks, which were awesome. There. Also, Lars Erik shared some links this week about some pull requests being merged to some V8 and V9 unit tests projects with some new cool fancy checks on content cache. So anyone who is keen on getting more knowledge about unit testing, see how it can be done, or reuse this test on some solutions, can check it out. It's for V9 and for V8 already.
Great.
And two things from Umbraco HQ. Community hours, community office hours, which I completely missed this week. They were about package awards, the revisit for the package awards with the package team joining. But as a reminder for myself and for all of us here, there are some more upcoming, and probably there will be some ideas of inventing new community office hours. So don't miss them in the future. That's a final note for myself. And new hire in Umbraco HQ office, standard segment in our umbraCoffee for the end. This time is Laura, who will be taking care of the Hygge, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's about the peace and coziness in the Umbraco HQ office. In the normal naming of the roles, probably it's an office manager or things like that. But yeah, welcome Laura, and hopefully when we will all revisit Umbraco HQ office somewhere in time, it will be visible.
Super nice. Yeah.
Super nice, super cozy, super in general, super tech.
Yeah, cool.
And that's all from our list. That's a great set of information. Marcus, great demo. I must say, I love your work, and that's great to see it coming for the new versions. And hopefully, we'll be all in all agencies be able to just show it off for potential clients that that's it's there. It can be used. It can be bought and just implemented.
Yeah. So. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Anything to add from your side?
No, I don't know. I'm looking forward to a couple of weeks off now, but then the work starts again with getting ready for V9. So I'm hoping that Matt and the other guys are getting further down the line so I can learn from them. And of course, share my own findings when I actually start with the work. But that's going to be an interesting task.
Yeah, that's for sure. So yeah, summertime, a lot of companies and a lot of teams are going off now. Enjoy, Marcus, enjoy your holidays. Come back with some new ideas, new fresh implementations. Everyone else, like, subscribe, share it for anyone who might be interested in content like that. And as usual, we'll see each other on the next Friday. So thanks again, everyone, and see you next week. Thanks, Marcus.